Living in California, you're always going to be talking about some kind of drought. Even in the rainiest of years, it's always kind of in the rearview mirror.
Right, and the reemergence of those drier than average conditions, not because of the overall weather pattern in terms of moisture. We're always dry this time of year, but because it's been so hot for so much of the state this summer, it's just dried out the vegetation to an even greater extent than usual. And that leaves us where we are right now, hoping for some more rain this winter.
Yeah, hoping we're going to have a redo almost of last season where we got so much rain. It's great.
Wouldn't mind to keep that streak going.
Yeah.
Time will tell on that. In the short term, it's just going to be hot again. So
I know. We're getting used to it, though. It sounds like it's getting a little bit better.
And it should be a lot better by the weekend and next week. So another day to go. Let's take a look at what you need to know as we approach the weekend. We're getting there. We're going to see one more hot day for inland parts of the Bay Area on Friday. Occasionally hazy skies over the next couple of days, and then cooler temperatures as we head into the weekend. Still inland, maybe 2 or 3 degrees above normal, but a lot closer to what's typical for this time of year. And then near average temperatures carry us through most of next week. So just get through that heat tomorrow, and then relief is right around the corner. Let's talk more about the haze. I'm going to bring our map of California onto the floor and talk about the wildfire smoke that's been drifting towards us. There are a few different fires. There's the Coffee Pot fire burning to the southeast of Fresno. To the southwest of Fresno, there's a fire called the Boone Fire. Then there's the Bear Fire in Tahoe, or to the north of Tahoe, rather. All those fires producing a decent amount of smoke, but the onshore breeze that's going to help to deliver the cooler air towards us is also going to keep the bulk of that smoke steered away from the Bay Area. Some of it trying to sneak into the Santa Clara Valley and inland in the East Bay, but I think the worst you're going to see is that little smudge of haze on the horizon. Ground level air quality not likely to be impacted by those fires, at least over the next couple of days, but we are far from the end of fire season at this point. Let's take a look outside, looking out from Oakland and from San Francisco. Just a little bit of fog that's trying to sneak back through the Golden Gate. It will start to reemerge as we head through the rest of this evening. Temperatures anywhere from the 60s to almost 100. 66 degrees in San Francisco, but 99 degrees right now, both Livermore and in Concord. Low 90s for San Jose and Santa Rosa. Oakland's doing fine, though, just below 80 degrees. It's above normal, but reasonably warm across the bay, at least for the current temperature. Those numbers will continue to drop off as we head through this evening. We are going to see some fog redeveloping, as I mentioned. Let's bring our map onto the floor and track that fog as we head through the rest of tonight. And it's going to push across the bay and into the inland valleys of the North Bay and into the Santa Clara Valley, but not a huge push across the Oakland Hills and into the interior valleys of the East Bay. So those spots that don't have the fog to dissipate are going to warm up even faster. The fog will put the brakes on the warm up to some extent around San Jose and then for the communities of the North Bay. But still, it's going to be above average for those high temperatures tomorrow, close to 10 degrees above normal for inland highs. So let's talk about specific numbers. Getting up into the low 90s in San Jose instead of the mid 90s where you were today. Right around 100 degrees still in Morgan Hill. The hottest spots touching 100, but falling just short of it in Livermore. Right around 100 degrees in Antioch, 97 degrees for a high in Concord. It's not a big drop in temperatures, but even a couple degrees counts when you're that far above normal. Low 70s for one more day in San Francisco. Mid 60s along the coast. There's the onshore influence kind of reasserting itself with temperatures mostly in the lower half of the 90s for the North Bay. But because we still have that heat in place for one more day, we still have our heat advisory in place for one more day tomorrow. That will be allowed to expire tomorrow evening, and then we're back to those near normal temperatures as we head into the weekend. So let's take a look at the 7-day forecast, and we'll start inland where the heat is still going to be on tomorrow, but then more reasonably hot this weekend. The hottest spots around 90 degrees. And then we're back into the middle portion of the 80s for much of next week, even for the warmest locations. The 90s should be very few and far between, especially on Tuesday and Wednesday. A little more cloud cover Tuesday and Wednesday as the system is going to miss us just to the north. I don't think it's going to be close enough to us or have access to enough moisture to send any chance of showers into the Bay Area. It's likely going to miss us and hit the northern coast of California, but it's still something we'll keep an eye on in case that system changes its mind. Temperatures around the bay returning to the low to mid 70s, which is where you're supposed to be. And along the coast, the fog is going to be back in full force over the weekend and through much of next week, even a little bit of mist and drizzle here and there.